Would you believe it if somebody told you that their ideal dream house was actually inside of a cargo trailer? Hi, I'm Jenna, and welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of unique homes and showcase stories of people living outside the norm. In today's episode, we're meeting Jersey, who has spent the last decade living on the road in a converted trailer with her furry companions. She'll explain how she was able to build this teeny tiny home with minimal supplies and on a micro budget, and yet it's still surprisingly practical. And what's so inspiring is that Jersey's chosen home and lifestyle has given her the freedom to travel the USA without financial worries. But before we jump right into this episode, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we publish a new unique home tour.
Hi, I'm Jersey, and these are my Nomads. My dog Owen here, he's a miniature American Shepherd. He's just 2 years old. And my 10-year-old cat Gideon, he's a little Siamese seal point. And we live and travel in our micro tiny house. I broke my back. I was a groomer. Dogs have been my career, so I wasn't able to go back to doing what I love to do. So I decided let's just go on the road and see this beautiful country we live in. This is a 6 by 12 foot cargo trailer. Inside is 72 square feet. And this is the size I wanted. This is easy to tow, and it's just perfect for me. This build took us, my son and I did just the cabinets, walls, insulation, ceiling, in 2 weeks. I bought cheap pop-ups, I flipped them, just redid the cushions, the curtains, the floors, painted the cabinets. I flipped them to make a profit, and I moved on to something else. That's how I was able to move up to buy this. And if you're curious about how much this all cost me, the trailer alone was $2,400. It was just not even a year old. I have everything written here. It came to around $7,000. That includes everything from screws to the cabinets to bedding. I kept track of everything I put into this little tiny home. This is my converted cargo trailer to 2019 CarMate. This is one of the 2 windows I put in. These are shed windows, and they're so easy to put in. That was the hardest part about the build, was cutting a hole through your rig. I went with the cargo trailer. I love their build, and I've always wanted one since, God, I had it in the 80s. When I saw one, I kept thinking, we could camp in this. This would make a great trailer. And they're so much better built than an RV. It's a seamless exterior. It doesn't have the rivets like you have on your original white work trailers. Here we are at the back of the trailer. This trailer came with the barn doors. And I have that magnetic screen on the back door, which is great. These are some of the stickers where the trailer and I have been. I need a lot more because I only have 12 more states to go. So I tow my trailer with my 2002 F-150. This is my 3rd F-150. I love them. I did have a Hummer H1 before this, which I absolutely loved. That girl was a beast in the snow and the rain, but she couldn't handle the passes like an F-150 Triton can. This girl gets me anywhere I need to be and then back again. So here we are at the front door. This is another stock item that came with the trailer. And it opens up and has a little latch here to hold it open. And come on into my tiny home. If you noticed, I'm already decorated for Christmas. It's just one of my favorite holidays. And I was in New Mexico and we had 2 weeks worth of snow. So I was in the mood when I got here to Quartzsite. So I went for it. And here we are in the kitchen of my trailer. We'll start over here with my Berkey. This is a must-have if you live on the road or even in a regular house. So these are my original Nomads. This is my rat terrier Elliot here. He was almost 17. And my little Chihuahua here, Violet, she was 15. I put them down together last May. So it was quite the loss here in this little house. They only had 14 states left to see in the United States. So they have been all over the place with me. This is my one cabinet with just glass Tupperware and plates and stuff. And this one over here is my tea cabinet and spices. Oh, and I actually found these cabinets. These are new. I just got these this summer. I found these on the side of the road. There was a set of 4 cabinets. I grabbed the 2. My lower cabinets are actually upper cabinets, so keep that in mind when you're doing a build because they're not as deep. These are upper cabinets, and if you got the ones to match this, they'd come out a lot farther. So these are great. They gave me more floor space in here, which is what we always want. And the other thing I have on the side of my kitchen cabinet here is my shower. I just boil about 1.5 gallons of water, add some cold water to it. I hook it to the knob on the dresser, and I have a Rubbermaid tub that I shower in. And then this just collapses back and compactly gets stored away. And eventually I'm going to put a sink in over here, and I just have to find the perfect cabinet for that so I can put my jerry cans underneath it. And I travel with about 15 gallons of water, so I'm pretty set to be out here for a while. Well, when you live in a tiny space, there's certain things you can't get rid of. And a lot of these little knick-knack things up here, my children have given me. I've lost my oldest son and his pregnant wife, and these were his baby shoes, and these are some of his ashes. And I don't want to be morbid, but this was the plate off his truck. And I was originally from Maine, and then he moved to Maine because he loved it so much. And that was something I just had to have. I was a nomad before I even knew it. My dad was in the service. We camped out in the old Dodge window van, and I have pictures of us camping along the way. And we were seasonal campers in Jersey when we first moved there. My dad built out a schoolie, and I remember buying this little car. He would take me to the store. The Matchbox at the time were in a round container that spun, and I picked that out only because it had luggage on the top and it looked like a camping vehicle. My dad died at 36, so we never went back to be seasonal campers. But there are certain things that you just can't get rid of. And this is my home. People come in, they're like, oh my God, it's a home. It has to be home because I live in it full time. One of the things I knew I wanted in my build was a lot of counter space. I love to cook and I love to bake, and so I had this L-shaped countertop put in, which works out perfectly for me. And I want the butane stove because it's just so much easier. It comes with these little canisters, which sometimes are hard to find, than the big green ones. And this is just a lighter weight stove. It has a little case that it can go in, but I do have mine secured to the countertop, so I don't have to keep taking it on and off. I have my stove here because I have the kitchen window here, which gives great ventilation when you turn this on. When you're using gas inside, just vent something. And down below, I have the Alpi-Cool fridge. I got the one that's fridge or freezer. It can't be both. But this is 12 volt. It works great on my 1,000-watt Jackery battery. And I keep a piece of Reflectix on it. It stores quite a lot of food. I'm vegan, so I have to have a lot of fresh vegetables and fruit. And this works great. I love it. And I know everyone's probably going to ask, what do I use for a toilet? Well, I use the bucket system, just a regular old bucket, and it's a little unconventional. I use a black bag, and I use a paint cup. It has my liquid cup. It just clips over the bucket, and that's only when I use the bucket. During the day or at night, I use this little oval container here, which works great too. They're from Dollar Tree. And I've told so many people about them that they're hard to find now. And up above me here, we did put in a ceiling fan. I wanted a metal ceiling. This is corrugated metal, and I did a black chalk paint, and then I wiped it back, and I tried to use the vinegar to make it rusty, but that didn't work. But I just wiped it back and took some of the paint off, and then I sealed it with a wax sealer. Moving down from the kitchen area, I have my oven. This does, we would just say 18 different things here. It's an air fryer, a dehydrator, it bakes, it cooks. I just absolutely love this. I hook it up to my generator, and I can bake cookies, bake potatoes. Last year I had to get a house fridge because it has a freezer. I just miss having a freezer. And this works great. When I'm plugged into shore power, I use both of these all the time. And I don't want to forget my little Jackery here. This charges my phone and my tablet at night. I think it's the Jackery 100. It's a cute little thing, and it works well. And I also have my bear spray, so don't mess with me. And I'm from Jersey, so just don't mess with me. Right here I have one of my dressers, and this one just houses my clothes in. And behind me is my bedroom. I have a twin-size bed. It's only 62 inches long though. I have two 4-inch memory foam mattress toppers. I do have to cut several inches off the mattress. This is just a simple build, 2x4 frame, piece of plywood. And behind me here is my headboard. I was in Pahrump for the winter a couple years ago and wanted a headboard, so I went and bought some cedar fence post, and I built that on the back of my tailgate. And this is where Owen usually stays, right here on the bed with me. And the cat loves it, especially when I have the back doors open. His cat box is back there. It has a cover on it, so he lays in it and lays looking outside the back door. My daughter gave me her TV that I bought her when she went away to college. She said I needed it when she graduated. It's a smart TV, and it fit perfectly right here. Here's my other window. This is my bedroom window. And in my build, even before anything else was built besides the ceiling and the walls put up and the 2 upper cabinets, I had to put in my cat's window shelf. And this was the second thing that went in after my cabinets. And he stays there all day. And this is how I power my trailer with my original 1000 Jackery. It just sits right here at the side of my bed. That works great. I've had it for 4 years now and not had an issue. And now I have 200 watts of solar on the roof. I love it. And here we are right next to the entry door, and this is my other dresser. I have pants in the bottom, bathroom stuff, and my kitchen utensils. And since I cook and bake a lot, which, as you see, my favorite thing here is my KitchenAid, a lot of spice jars. They're heavy. So I found these bags on Amazon. Clear window, and check this out. Can you imagine what this would have weighed if I had kept all the jars? And I wouldn't have space for them. So that's just a tip for you people. But this I love. I hook it up to my generator, and I make pizza in my oven over here, and muffins and cake, and all vegan, of course. I always knew I was going to be a nomad. I had 7 children. I have 15 grandkids, and they live all over the country. So I'm able to travel and see them. I've been in this trailer 4 years this past October. And I started out 10 years ago. I left in the back of my F-150. I built out the back bed. And then I was in a pop-up, a vintage trailer, another pop-up, and then I bought this. And I love this lifestyle.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. Believe it or not, this is not the first cargo trailer conversion that we've featured on this channel. So if you're interested in seeing more tiny homes like this, make sure you check out the playlist we have linked in the description. And be sure to check back soon because we publish a new unique home tour every single week.